Hi, I'm Pen of PenPlays, and I'm here with a review for Masters of Brickjitzu. Today we've got LEGO Ninjago Set 71767 Ninja Dojo Temple. It has 1,394 pieces and 8 minifigs. Before we get into it, I'd like to thank the LEGO Ambassadors Network for providing this set to Masters of Brickjitzu, and their trust in having me review the set for them. The opinions are my own, and therefore might not apply to the opinions of other members of the Masters of Brickjitzu community. With that, let's dive in. Honestly, it's a miracle we're getting a flagship set this size as early on in the year with Ninjago, and I can tell you it does not disappoint. The part count really flourishes here as it exceeds the average you'd get for a set at this price. This set even manages side builds that don't eat into the part count more than it should. This is helped by implementing new elements that were introduced for the new Ninjago sub-theme of sets called EVO. These sets are designed for kids 6 and older, so not as easy as a 4+ set, but not as challenging as an 8+ set on its own. With them come plenty of new pieces. You have a hood piece that works as armor for a simply done textured look. Similar styled armor elements are included that connect to any 2x stud with LEGO elements, such as legs for the Evo mechs. And speaking of those legs, all 4 of Kai's mech's limbs use a new joint element that looks much like the servo of a robot. However, the joint doesn't move. This makes the mech stronger for younger kids to play with. Despite these pieces being very stylized and specific, they do great on these smaller vehicles. Here we have a serpentine battering ram. The bit on the front looks a lot like a drill, but doesn't move unless you lift the new hood piece at the front. As you check out the back, you can appreciate the titanium metal, orange, and teal color scheme of the new serpentine foes. Either of the serpentine can fit in this build with their armor on. Clips are ready for weapon storage on the back, but not this guy's gloves. It's a simple yet effective build. Not too big, not too small. I like how the spikes are static as it rolls. Those fangs will be tough to get out though if you want the parts for other builds. In truth, this vehicle doesn't really need to be here to sell a set, but it drives a point home, no pun intended, that this sub-theme embraces that we'll get to later. To challenge it, we have Kai's power-up Mech Evo. It has articulation at the shoulders, hips, and ankles, as those static joint elements keep the elbows and knees rigid. This leaves the mech super strong and supporting different poses despite the limits of articulation. You can house Kai under the new stylized hood, and the back has weapon storage for both of Kai's katanas. The mech can also wield either of his katanas, or they can be inserted into these gold elements to make claws. I'm not sure whether these are fingers or armor to protect the mech's hands. Regardless, their use, they are effective. There is a blade specifically for the mech too. It's also equipped with a shoulder-mounted blaster. The aiming sight is one of the new stud launchers introduced with the Batman line of superhero sets. It's much easier to fire than the previous stud shooter, and can fit tiles and studs, making use of lots of your extras in the set. Evo sets like the side build are customizable. You can swap the shoulder the blaster is mounted on with no other customizations, but you can choose to be fancy if you'd like. At a glance, I wasn't excited at the idea of these juniorized mechs, but having one in hand has made me a believer. It accomplished being an easier build, but not in a way that will make other builders feel bored. Functionality and versatility will help it stand out on its own with mechs from other age ranges. Oddly though, the side build doesn't use the same orange as Kai does on his outfit. Usually these sets are more consistent with complementary colors. There's also this cloud symbol that's actually a stylized spelling of the word ninja in Ninjago's unique written language. The letters being so close to the ring it's written in makes it hard to read, but hardly its worst offense in this set. As with nearly every wave of Ninjago, there are collectibles in this adventure. These collectible banners are included in every set in the first half year of 2022. According to LEGO's website, Kai's mech is adorned with the Wisdom banner. These names can only be found in the set's descriptions on LEGO's website. I'm glad they're individualized. Their designs are also prints. The Wisdom banner has this dojo that's different than the one in the set. Let me know in the comment section below if you recognize it. These banners are supposed to be rewards for missions, but the instructions don't list any. They do mention the Ninjago website though. If that's where they're supposed to be, they aren't live yet at the time of this video's release. Before we move on to the temple itself, I'd like to highlight a sub-assembly that connects to it. The bridge uses excellent parts to make it this shape, and leads to a training area. It's a separate build from the temple, so you can skip ahead of the instructions if you want to build it before the rest. There's a function here that allows Nia to use her water powers to snuff the torches. These power blasts have been notorious to break minifigs' hands if you use them too much on a minifig, so be careful. What's worse is that if you even breathe on the training area, the torches fall out. This already makes it hard enough, but the small space to reach in makes it so easy to bump the torches, defeating the purpose, if you can even get around the tree or bridge to make that perfect shot. The dojo itself keeps up with most of Ninjago's iconic buildings while striking its own gorgeous appearance. Each floor is dressed with either an ornate peak or lined with golden edges. Those at the forefront use Lord of the Rings elven staves to simple yet effective style, of which one extra is included per section in the off chance one of them arrives warped. These edges are dressed with lanterns and corrals, stud-littered roofs so your ninja have traction to run atop them. There's even a security camera here, implying the ninja have added their own modifications. Some of the more ancient decorations just feel like they're jutting out at random in my opinion. The siding also features some studs for your ninja to cling to. This siding and ornate ornate stickers and grates complement the white walls and red door very well. There's this nice printed dragon element, and similarly ornate stickers sit atop the dojo itself, as well as this door at the side that matches the building in style. The dojo temple is a work of art, but a rather easy build. It's exciting to do so, however, as you feel you're building the last floor pretty early on, only to realize there's still a lot more to go. As it rests upon a rocky edge, the dojo temple has a craggy lower level. On one side you have a balcony, and to the other side, the dojo temple's only major play feature, a wall that the serpentine can ram into. The trough above the wall drops studs as you break into it, which is a nice touch, but said trough makes it tough to put the wall back in, especially for kids. Even more a challenge for someone with bigger hands, as the walls are hard to grip or reach to fit them back into place. A jagged rock staircase runs down the center with a tree and a flag of the ninja symbol on either side. They welcome you through the doors, where you can see two vases and brick-built non-functional lighting, adding to the idea the ninja added their own homey touches. Inside of the entry floor you have a tea set and seat ready for Master Wu. An extra cup is included for him to carry around. To the other side is a training area. Jumper plates let you pose your ninja while they use the weapons to train. The hinge below the throwing stars is just for show, like the posters on either side of this floor written in Ninjago's language. On the middle floor are outside balconies with a view, and a weapons shrine with a photo of Master Wu, represented with a sticker, at the center. Pillars supporting the floor have stickered flags on them. Mine were cut off center in manufacturing, making them asymmetrical. A rapidly increasing issue these days that I do not like. The walls behind have clips for the golden weapons of the ninja included in the set, all four of which would be exclusive to the set, with the exception of Kai's. Subjective though, as multiples of both Kai's and Lloyd's golden weapons are included in the set, as shown with the katana shrine on the attic-like top floor. Boxes are littered about here. The left has a box with a microphone inside. A tea-stained newspaper rests on it. Its stickered surface likely uses a coaster for the empty teacup on top of it. On the other side, there are several boxes and a crate. One box contains an umbrella, while the other is empty. The crate holds roller skates. Resting atop the sealed crate is a Ninjago trading card from the original wave of spinners. This one is card number 31, a fire card called Meditate from the 2011 Sensei Wu spinner set. Other mysteries lie beneath the dojo. On the right side is the entry point where the rammable wall breaks into. You can see why it's tight for adult-sized hands. At the center, and under the jagged stairs, is a hot and cold plumbing system. This seems like a janitorial closet of sorts and even has water in the sink. To the left you have this wall. Great, right? Well, if you open it, you'll find some Samurai X tech. Much better. The console among the buttons and levers is printed, but the computer screens themselves are stickers adorned with warnings and vitals. Upon removing the console, you'll find removable storage for the ninja's headgear. Though all four ninja in this set have hoods, only two of them come with hair. Cole is the only one in this whole wave who doesn't include hair in general, but it seems they wanted him to feel included. I'd like to highlight the TV screen above the headgear storage, as it reads, "Street Ninja, coming soon," a spoof of the popular Street Fighter series. Notable is that this art also features Lloyd's formerling friend Akita from the Ice chapter of the Ninjago series. You may have noticed these hinge spots and pinholes while we've been down here. Nothing included with hinges fits here aside from this console. You can swap some parts to make it fit like it does on the other side, but a second space like it implies something else should go there. There is also nothing in this set to fit in the pinholes. These both imply that there may be expansions in the future. I've loved Ninjago's efforts at combining builds in the past, so I'm all for this if it's coming. You may have also noticed these connection points sticking out of the back of the build. You could have the ninja hang from these, and the ball jointed ones could serve as a service rack for the parts or perhaps the entirety of Kai's mech, as if Pixel is repairing them, but those are all alternate options. The Dojo Temple is designed to be a display for your achievements upon completing missions. Collectible banners can be attached to all these spots, and there is plenty of room outside for you to place them out in the open as well. This much space for them implies even more sets to include them in the future, but as with the other attachment points, this is just a theory. When the build is finished, you can connect the training spot and the bridge here to make your set complete. And with that, let's take a look at some minifigures. We'll start off with Master Wu here. He wears his usual white, but also a tan robe, both with gold trimmings. He wears his straw hat and a contented grin on his face. There isn't a print on the other side, but he does have a new insignia at his back. Wu is equipped with his usual staff for battle. All four of the ninja included sport new outfits with designs worn across fittingly colored pants and robes. All of them have an off-colored left arm which is supposed to match their katanas, but Nia's katana is a lighter shade of azure, usually assigned to the ice ninja Zane. Kai's katana matches his left arm instead, likely due to LEGO not wanting to produce a new katana color to match his uncommon secondary color. His robes are the most plain in my opinion. You'll notice all these ninjas still wear their LEGO Ninjago movie heads that have been used anywhere between 20 and 55 times each across all four characters. Some variation would be nice. You could add Lloyd's different colored right arm to the list of odd color choices as well, though it does strike somewhat a nice balance. It contrasts the much brighter dragon scale pattern that goes over his shoulder that ends at an awesome dragon head design. That is, if it didn't end up covered by that ninja symbol. All four ninja in this set, and likely the other two across this wave, have this issue where it feels like like that symbol is just slapped on there. Keeps the team representation going, but it's not my favorite look. Of the bunch, Nia fared best in that regard. I'd also like to point out how Cole has opted for armor as an undershirt, unlike the rest who wear robes, providing him an extra bit of personality. Here we have the Boa Destructor. The snake here sports a metallic look, but one wouldn't say he's a machine, as their clothing seems to be rather ancient. Despite how often we see this head mold, I'm always impressed with the dual molding on this part, especially the titanium metallic and orange in this case. Same could be said for the Cobra mechanic, though this one's more orange than metallic. The pack they wear seems to be one that has interchangeable heads if you look across all the sets they're included in. This one has drills to help dig into that wall these Serpentine are trying to ram down. Last but not least, we have Pixel. Though sporting her familiar Samurai X colors, she now dons more white mechanical armor, even across her arms. Or is that just her bare arms so she can flex on us? Who's to say? The lead characters in this series were redesigned when the LEGO Ninjago movie came out, and Pixel inherited Nia's new hair design in the show. This is the first time it's ever been made for her in minifig form, and, including her double-sided head, makes her the only completely unique hero in this set. While I still have you, let's take a look at this box. With the mech at the forefront, this image makes the Dojo temple seem a tad small, but that seems deliberate to draw attention that the mech and ram are included. Going with a completely hand-drawn background is a welcome surprise, but at what cost? The background sports a natural scene, and in most cases, these sets tease other sets in the line with images in the background. Strangely, in this set, some sort of walled area is shown in the back there, but no set like it exists. All active movements are hand-drawn on the front too, which also continues onto the back, where we can see what the cost of fancy hand-drawn art reaps. The set is suspended almost entirely in dull white space. It does not entice the passerby to check out the feature callouts, as they seem more like a frame for the void, rather than important points of interest. The minifig callout at the corner of the box is replaced with a character of interest posing with Wu. Having Nia here is nice, but could it not have been Cole? He's only included in one other set, while Nia's in 3. Perhaps they could appear on one of the other sets each and have Pixel here instead. By the way, a traditional top-of-box character callout remains, and the one non-blank side promotes Ninjago's website for those missions I mentioned. Overall, you aren't getting anything too fancy here build-wise, but the Dojo temple itself is a gemstone in Ninjago's crown, and you'll be surely disappointed if you miss out on it. It's a culmination of this whole wave, a gathering point of all demographics under one roof, so to speak. It offers an interesting enough build while still keeping the 6+ core of this wave in mind by offering vehicles that hit that mark. Said vehicles look right at home here, even with their simplicity, and the mech's customization potential only adds to its credibility. The Dojo temple interior is rather empty, but not without things to interact with, and plenty of space to just simply play, ignoring the fact that a lot of that space implies more to come, but that's more of a pro than a con. Play features, however, are next to none, and those that are here are not fun to play with after an use or two, if you can even get those play features to work. The set is more eye candy than anything out of roleplay. Not a bad thing, but strange when a line exists purely for play. It also leaves me with this most uncomfortable idea that they intended to leave most of the functional play to Ninjago's website. This purely comes due to other screen-reliant play themes not faring well, nor lasting very long. Ironic considering this line on the shop website for nearly all of these 2022 Ninjago sets. Hopefully the sub-theme continues to amplify the staples in Ninjago, ushering in new fans to look forward to exciting adventures in the future, only encouraging the theme's creative team into fueling the power of its story. What do you think? Are you looking forward to picking up the set? Do you like that it also includes some of the builds you'd find in one of the smaller sets? Head to the comments and let us know. While you're there, if you enjoyed this review, you can like the vid. It helps suggest it to other people. You can also subscribe if you like what you see, and can hit the bell if you'd like to be notified when videos go live. Anyways, I'm Pen of PenPlays, this channel is Masters of Brickjitzu, and I'll see you next time.